Hey guys, Rochelle here with Amethyst Ascension. If you are new here, welcome. And if you are returning, thank you so much for joining me again. So today I'm going to be doing a walkthrough of the Tarot Disassembled. And this is by Jennifer Cooper Stidley. That's hard to see on here. So I've got the book or the deck and the book, the guidebook. These are sold separately. I believe this is $24.95 and this is like $18.95. Now that's US on that's US money on the site Wiser Book site. So I will put a link down below where you can get both of these. These just both came out in October and it was sent to me for review by Wiser. So let's just dig right in. So the beautiful thing about this particular deck is it is all like symbolism, which I'll show you. So for some reason, I got two of the Fool cards. I'm not sure why. Maybe it was just an accident, but this is what it looks like. The backs. And it came like that, which is super cool. But it is all like deciphering the symbolism. So what I decided to do was pair it today when I go through the walkthrough with my Radiant Rider-Waite Tarot. This is, other than a smaller version of the Centennial, this is the only RWS I have. I'm like clone, okay? So I am going to put these two together, but I wanted to look at the book just briefly and to tell you a little bit. Let me put my glasses on, tell you a little bit about what it says about these particular items. So the deck itself is a full 78 card tarot deck that deconstructs and re-examines the traditional symbolism found in the classic Rider-Waite-Smith tarot deck. Utilizing a bright color palette and simple, bold graphics, each card reveals a pattern created from a fresh arrangement of the traditional symbols. So that's really cool all in itself. It is very colorful. I like that. One of the most unique tenets of this deck is the almost complete absence of human representation. This allows the user of the deck to connect with the symbols in a completely intuitive way, free from any pictorial narrative around gender, color, or skin color, age, size, ability, or any other human constructs. That's pretty cool in itself. There are only 4 exceptions to this rule in this deck: the Hanged One, the Tower, Judgment, and the World. In each of these cards, the positioning of the human figure is so inherent to the meaning of the card that a simple wooden mannequin style symbol was used. Tarot Disassembled can be used and enjoyed by seasoned tarot readers and complete novices alike. The simplicity of the symbols makes it a great first deck for a newbie, while the complexity of the visual information makes it a great deep dive for a pro. So digging into the research for Tarot Disassembled has been like going on a walk in the forest and discovering that every tiny rock and leaf holds hidden treasures underneath. The reverence and fascination of the tarot has only been compounded by discovering the layers upon layers of meaning each individual symbol holds. Well, there's more on the back here, but I think that's pretty much it. It does say that Jennifer Cooper Stidley is a graphic designer by day and a tarot deck collector, creator, and enthusiast at all other times. So, yes. Now, it says about the book, sometimes we need to take apart a sandwich to appreciate what's in it. And the same is true for the ingredients, the individual symbols that make up the complex picture of a tarot of individual symbols. Oh, a tarot card, sorry. There is potential for deep understanding that comes with the act of disassembling, and the Tarot Disassembled Guidebook deconstructs each of the 78 cards to look at the individual symbols. This fully illustrated guide presents a picture of each card, but reduced down to the bare minimum. So the Fool card is a satchel, a dog, the sun, a feather, a flower, a mountain. Even without the actual Fool, these symbols speak for themselves, and the card is still undeniably recognizable. Once you do this with all the cards, the rich symbolism becomes clear. The sun and mountains appear over and over in many other cards, as do feathers, clouds, flowers, and so on. For people looking to find deeper card connections in their readings, this book is for you. So, it does also say that although this book is based on the symbology of the Rider-Waite-Smith Tarot, arguably the most iconic and widely used deck in the world, once you understand the disassembling of tarot symbols, you can begin to apply this deconstructing technique to other decks, finding the inner patterns. This method allows you to connect with any traditional deck in a completely intuitive way, free from any pictorial narrative around gender, skin color, age, size, ability, or any other human construct. So that's very cool. As I said, these are both available now on the website, and I will put a link down below. First things first, I do want to do the side-by-side and just look at it with an RWS so that we can see the different symbols. And then I would like to show a couple different ones, or maybe one, because there's quite a bit in this, in the book, that is. So we've got the Fool. So we see the backpack, we see the rose, white rose, we see the sun, the feather and the hat, the scarf, or, oh, it's the cliff, right. Mountains in the back. We've got the dog at the heel. We've got the wheel. Where is the wheel? Is it what's on his... No. I don't know. I'm not sure about that one. And then the boots. Very cool. So we see we've got the lemniscate, we've got the Ouroboros, which is the belt, we've got the sword and the wand and the scepter, the rose, the table, the leaves or foliage, the flower, the lily. I think that's a little shoot, I don't know. The pentacle and the cup over here. Okay, so this back here is actually this, the Tree of Life. And we've got the symbolism here. We've got the moon and the pomegranates. I think these are a little bit different. But the scroll in the hand. We see predominantly blue. So we've got the pillow and the heart, the laurel leaves, the crown, the tree, also pomegranate, like the scepter, the necklace, the wheat, and the water. I'm just going to look at these briefly. And I'm going to have you just look at them briefly, rather than point everything out that you can see. I love that it even shows the hand. Every little thing is in there. Isn't this just excellent? I do think that this particular deck could be so good, especially for somebody, not even somebody that's new, although I do think that that would be good for somebody that's new, but I also think somebody that's maybe been using tarot for a while and just never really dug deeper into the symbolism. Things that you don't necessarily always notice, like the belt that's got all of the astrological stuff on it, right? I mean, that is really cool. Really puts things into perspective. It like points out all the different symbolism. Wow. It even shows the foot that's poking out, so the one shoe. Wow. How cool is this? This would be an awesome study duo right here. This, along with this, and the book for this. I think that would be excellent. Wow. That's the symbol for the sun. The only thing I will say, though, and I don't know if this is on the regular, because I don't have it right here in front of me. Sorry if I'm getting too close to this. So I'm like looking down, like close on it. But I wonder if in the regular original, he's got a cross in his hand. I'll have to check. Wow. Isn't this amazing? Wow. A lot of thought had to really go into creating this particular deck. And even the placement on the deck itself. This could really step up somebody's game as far as learning. Because visually, I learn better. I am stimulated more through images. So when we do illustrations like this, it is so good for learning. And I know a lot of people are like me when it comes to visually learning. You know, they say a picture's worth 1,000 words, right? There's a reason for that. Wow. I like that it shows that there is even the way that she is standing. There's a reason for it. So they point that out as well. I like that. Isn't that amazing how much you can get from this, out of this? It really puts things into perspective, doesn't it? A lot more symbolism than what you realize sometimes, especially when you've seen an image so many times. It's just like riding or driving to work the same route that you go every day. You like kind of get desensitized by it. So when you see something like this, like the Tarot Disassembled, it kind of opens doors again. It lets you see this with different eyes. Wow. I'm sorry if I sniffle, guys. I'm still trying to get rid of this cold. It's been a doozy this time. I love that even the colors of the cards are predominantly based on what the major color of the card is, from what I can see thus far. Huh. Interesting. Now this one, I just say that, and now this one's different. There is a lot of green, but you could have seen it with that, and this could have been blue. So maybe that's not the route that they were going. Wow. Oops. You forget there's a little house there. Because it's so far back in the back. Oh, the bandages. Yeah. The pyramids. Salamanders. The different kind of hat with the feather. All right, so I'm just going to put some music on for the rest of this. Just take a look at all of the symbolism as we go through it. And then I'm going to, when I'm done with the walkthrough or side by side, then I'm going to shuffle it, show you how it shuffles, show you the card stock, and then read one or two out of the book for you to show you how it's dissected in the book. All right, so let's see how it shuffles. And this is like regular tarot size. Yeah, I already put it away. But they were like almost identical size, if not identical. This is matte. Yeah, it's not like rose petal, so maybe it's like satiny. Let's see how it shuffles. Riffle. And then we'll do the waterfall also. Yeah, it's a nice shuffle. I really like this cardstock. I mean, it's not stiff. It's got, oh, hang on. Let me do one more time. So, oh yeah, you can feel the core in there. It's got a great bounce back. I really just like this cardstock a lot. All right, so no, it doesn't fan because it's like such a matte. So let's get one card. Give me one card so I can read on it, please. There we go. Let's see if there's anything else we can do. That's because there's not a lot in that one. Give me one more card. Give me a major card, please. Give me a major, please. No? All right. Let me just pick a major then. Okay. Let's do the High Priestess. And you know what? Let's do that one instead. Just because it's got more symbolism in there. Let me come down closer. All right. So, let's find the High Priestess first. It's got this page. So 4 pages, which is excellent. All right, so let's get a little bit closer. Let's see what it says. Keywords: intuition, mystery, subconscious, divine feminine, duality, wisdom, secrets, and disconnection. Associations: astrological nun, which, I mean, I would associate the High Priestess with the moon. Planetary, moon, same difference. I guess astrology sign, yeah. But I would kind of also associate it maybe with Pisces or, you know, any of the water signs that are very, like, psychic. Cancer, Scorpio. So, elemental is water. Symbols: number 2 is duality, balance, opposition, and harmony. Cube: initiation, dominion, spiritual development, spiritual evolution. The cube of space is a 3-dimensional structure that contains a dizzying, complex system intended to represent varying degrees of grades of spiritual development. It also encompasses the 22 major. It says it also. Where was it? Sorry, I got a phone call. It also encompasses the 22 major arcana cards of tarot in its sugar cube-like dimensionality. This one is definitely deep dive worthy and, in my opinion, takes the High Priestess's sacred wisdom game to the next level. So then we've got the equal armed cross. So right here. Sometimes referred to as the Greek cross, the equal armed cross has held different meanings in a variety of cultures and history. For the ancient Celts, it represented the meeting place of divine energies. In ancient Greece, the four elements. To the ancestral Pueblo of North America, and in the ancient Middle East, it represented the four directions, north, east, south, and west. So then we have the moon, excuse me, which is intuition, cycles, emotions, divine feminine, subconscious, shadow work, reflection, and hidden information. So then we've got the palm tree, abundance, fruitfulness, hope, and wisdom. The date palm is associated with Hathor, Egyptian goddess of love and fertility, and another representation of the divine feminine. It is also a tree that can thrive in dry, harsh conditions, symbolizing the ability to survive the challenges life throws your way. The fruit, dates, also mimic the shape of the pineal gland, which is thought to be the key to higher states of consciousness. The palm tree is also linked to wisdom. Where's the date? So I thought it was pomegranate. Oh, it is. Oh, the pineal gland. Okay. The palm tree is also linked to wisdom, which the high priestess has in abundance. As early as 500 BCE, people from the Middle East to the Far East used palm leaves instead of paper to write down their stories and thoughts. Consider the palm tree a leafy nudge to record and share your own wisdom. So then we've got the pomegranate, and that's abundance, fertility, womb, divine feminine, wisdom, and death. Persephone was forced to forever spend half of the year in the underworld with Hades after having dined on pomegranate seeds. There is also a belief that the pomegranate was the original forbidden fruit of the tree of knowledge that Adam and Eve ingested. What do these two stories have in common? In both, the pomegranate has been seen to have initiated the eater, sorry, that's my dryer or washing machine, into a higher level of knowledge. Persephone became privy to the well-guarded secrets of the underworld, while Adam and Eve were initiated into the wisdom of the tree of life, or tree of knowledge. While the pomegranate here symbolized all the lushness of the divine feminine, it can also be seen to signify the secret knowledge and mysteries that the high priestess watches over. Scroll. Guidance, wisdom, and knowledge. In a general sense, scrolls typically represent important information or knowledge yet to be learned. Since the scroll is partially rolled up, it adds to the high priestess's energy of mystery and hidden secrets. In the traditional RWS tarot, it is shown with Torah written on it, believed by many to be representative of the Hebrew word for direction and instruction. But a deeper dive into the possible layers of meaning held by these four letters reveals their anagrams. Rota, in Latin for wheel or cycles. Tarot is a shortened form of tarot. So T-A-R-O is a shortened form of the word that we know as tarot. Orat has Latin roots meaning to speak or teach. And Ator, A-T-O-R, can be seen as a simplified pronunciation of Hathor. Okay. So Egyptian goddess of love and fertility, the high priestess, is nothing if not deep. So the tree of life, divine principle, personal development, universal law, inner life, energy flow, and ascension. In the RWS tarot, the tree of life formulation is alluded to by an arrangement of pomegranates. I chose to be more direct and showed the traditional Kabbalistic tree of life symbol. The tree of life is an energetic roadmap of the inner life of humankind, encompassing both the conscious and the unconscious, as well as the hidden worlds that lie above and below our everyday consciousness. Excuse me. It consists of 11 energies, collectively called Sephiroth. connected by 22 pathways, with each path corresponding to a major Arcana card. Then we have the triple goddess symbol. Phases, cycles, divine feminine, and magic. An ancient symbol that has been downright trendy in modern times, the triple goddess portrays 3 phases of the moon, waxing, full, and waning. The simplest belief regarding this symbol is that the phases represent the 3 aspects of womanhood: the maiden, but a richer the womanhood, the mother, the maiden, and the crone. But a richer explanation identifies the 3 phases as 3 specific Greek goddesses: Persephone, Demeter, and Hecate. The story goes that Persephone caught the eye of Hades, god of the underworld, who essentially kidnapped her and took her to his realm. Demeter, Persephone's mother and goddess of the harvest and agriculture, desperately searched everywhere for her daughter and implored Zeus for assistance. Zeus did nothing to help, however, so Demeter turned to Hecate, goddess of magic and witchcraft, who aided her in her search. Girls got to stick together, am I right? It was finally decided that Persephone would spend half of the year in the underworld with Hades and the other half on the surface with her mother. Demeter's sadness when Persephone was away meant nothing would grow until her daughter's return. This story serves as a metaphor for the cycles of the seasons. Hecate became a companion to Persephone during her time in the underworld. Interestingly, Hecate is also sometimes referred to as the crone goddess, as well as the goddess of the dark side of the moon. There are so many rich layers of symbolism that can be mined from this story alone regarding the high priestess. There is the symbolism of the divine feminine as represented by the trio of goddesses. There is also Hecate's tie to the underworld, hinting at the high priestess's association with mystery and the depths of hidden wisdom to be discovered within our own subconsciousness, or subconscious. Twin pillars: sacredness, duality, entrance, and knowledge. Both architecturally and symbolically, twin pillars have long represented a gateway or passage into sacred and mysterious places, such as the biblical Temple of Solomon. The contrasting colors of the 2 pillars symbolize duality between opposing concepts: light and dark, masculine and feminine, heaven and earth, and yes and no, to name a few. In traditional RWS decks, the pillars are each shown with an inscribed letter of Hebrew origin: B on the dark pillar for Boaz, and J on the other for Jachin, or Jachin. When combined, this translates to, in his strength, he will establish. This model of twin pillars can also be found in Freemason practices. So quick takes: trust your inner knowing, be private about your affairs today, work with the energy of the moon, retreat and reflect on a situation, meditate, embrace your divine feminine energy and spiritual professions. Being single can be liberating. Reversed: ignoring your intuition, lies or withheld information, secrets coming to light, and menstrual issues. So let's see, that was quite a lot for one card, which I think is absolutely fabulous. Let's see what it says for the 4 of Pentacles now. See if you get that same kind of in-depth. No, it's 3 pages. But I think that this video is already kind of long enough, but I'm just going to show you right quick. This is what it shows. Every single symbol that's on here, and it goes in deeper. You know what? I think I'm going to be doing a study, you guys. So let me see what else we have in the book really quick. Okay, we've got all the index symbols and all that to the readers. Okay, let's see what it's got up in the front. It's got the table of contents. We've got a foreword by Teresa Reed and an introduction. A little bit about me, very brief history of the tarot, how to use this book and deck, individual card pages, A note about reversals, final thoughts, exercises and spreads, study buddy, symbol synchronicities, follow the leader, deconstruction creation spread, what to destroy, what to create, a fully assembled spread. Okay. And we go into the major arcana then. And let's see if there's anything that separates the major from the minors. I don't think so, but we shall see. Nope. Okay. Yeah. I adore this. Absolutely. I am most definitely going to be studying. I can tell that this already is going to be a wonderful deep dive for the symbolism in just, I mean, I'm going to even compare this with other decks and see if I can also see that in some of my, like, favorite decks, like the Light Seers and some more known ones like the Green Witch or the Everyday Witch or any number of different RWS based ones, and see if I can see all the symbolism from those cards that are in here. So that's really cool. I am very much looking forward to this. So is this something that you've been thinking about doing, which is a deep dive into the symbology? And you know what? I have big books on the symbolism, but I forget. I read them and then I forget. But something like this that you can pull out every day and put it with your other, RWS like I showed, that can be very beneficial, at least for me, because I am a very visual learner. I'm good at, like, reading and applying that, but then I forget. So the more and more and more that I see the images and work with this, I'm going to be reminded of the actual symbolism in the cards that we have, like, become accustomed to. Like I said, it's like driving from, A to B, and you've driven that route so many times that it becomes just like part of the background noise. You don't see it sometimes. At least that's the way it is for me. So is that, leave me a comment. Do you find after using a deck for so long that you become kind of desensitized by the symbolism, or is it the opposite effect for you? And are you able to see or focus in on one kind of symbolism on a card? And have you ever, even though you are maybe new to tarot, or even if you are somebody that's been reading for a while, have you actually ever done a deep dive into all of the little symbols in the card, like dissecting it? Leave me a comment down below. Let me know. And let me know what you think about this particular deck. And I didn't even do any pairings because this was going to be a little bit longer because of, reading out of the book and stuff. But if you can think of some decks that you think would look really good with this, leave me a comment down below. But honestly, I'm probably going to use it more for a study, a deep dive study. Although that could probably... Anyways, thank you for spending this time with me. I've just got all these thoughts running around in my head. I'm very excited about working with this. So thank you for spending this time with me, and I'm sending you love always.